Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah. Everything.
Let me know if you can hear me.
Everything was the same. I'm old enough to know better, young enough to not give a fuck. Rather hold my head high and die
than live and duck.
I gotta set it off. Jada Queen and Vivica, the last chick was
Scared to get that money, I can't live like her.
Got no problem with you niggas. Get it how you live it, bro. It's a cold world. These mean streets will shiver you. All I ask is for the same respect that I'll be giving you. If not, my boy will put the beats on you. Karen Sylvia, that boy be on his shoe first. Never mind the trivia. My advice, don't mess with his man. Word to Nivea. We go back to when we got that white from Olivia. We was candy shopping before 50 in Olivia. That's when you would go uptown, cause you had to read it. Everybody broke back then, you had to repair. Drug dealing was cool back then, you had to beware. That was the 90s, y'all wouldn't get it, you had to be there. That's why I'm glad to be here. Some of us never made it, it's hard to get off the ground. Y'all think I just levitated, y'all think it was all love and nobody ever hated. Y'all think cause I never stated, I've never been devastated. All y'all see is sunshine, think I was never shaded. Y'all think these calendar models is all that I ever dated. Nigga, nothing was the same. Hot 97 plated, every day they made it that I stay with 57 plated. Can't trust nobody. The crib is heavy gated. You ask why? I tell them even heaven's gated. You know why? Cause when you good, the devil hated. And even if you heavy weighted, people want you featherweighted. Attention, I never paid it. Me and this clever lady, she brains, do some things, then we lay together faded. And while I chill, loaded up and still, just wishing the nigga would, but knowing the nigga will. But for real, nigga good is how you feel. But soon as a nigga good is as soon as the nigga will. Still, I don't know these niggas nothing. Put that in a nigga will.
All right, time to stop the music. Put that in a nigga will. Maria, peace. All right. Okay, my question is do you even give a damn about your children? You know, I need to know that before I get into 10 things you can do for your children. Cause the reality is some people don't even care about their children. Most women probably mad because they still look like the daddy or something. I don't know. But I'm just joking. Anyway, this video is about, I want to do this video about 10 things that you can do for your children. Now, these things are my opinion. You know, it's more than 10 things you can do for your children. It's bigger and better things you could do for your children. It's smaller things. Some people may be already doing these things, may have already done these things. And some people may have not even developed the idea of doing these things. So these are just 10 things that I'm going to shoot from the hip that you can do for your children. You know, if they have a lot of idle time and they're not really doing much, you know, things you can do for them as they develop so that they can develop into, you know, someone that would make you a proud parent. All right. So, number one, I'm gonna say the things and I'm gonna give little explanations, you know, and this is just for brainstorming purposes, you know, just to give people ideas of, they may say, oh, I didn't think of that, or it may be a confirmation to something that they're already doing. Number one is get your child a computer. Okay, we're in the age of the computer, the age of technology. And if you have like more than one child, get a computer, maybe a desktop online for maybe $150 that they can share. Yeah, some moms hate the kid because they look like the daddy. Be all mad at the daddy. They need to get along. Anyway, yeah, get a computer, get a family computer, some type of computer that your kids can go to and learn and things like that. to study from, to do business from, to create websites, to create their little YouTube channels, you know, whatever they want to create to advance themselves or to socialize with their friends. That's my one suggestion. You probably already did that. So most people probably already did that. Number 2, I'm going to be going off of my list. I made a little list. Teach your children about business and finance. Now, they don't really teach that in school. They teach you all about history, science, and all this other bullshit. You know, then when you hit the real world, it's fucked up. You know, you don't know how to make money. They got you industrialized. You working for somebody else. And, you know, it's crazy. Everybody's hitting you up for taxes. You're paying all these bills and shit. You have no passive income. You know, teach them about finances. Teach them how to buy low, sell for a higher price. Teach them how to search out the market value of things. I'm not necessarily going to say stocks and bonds and all that, you know, but just teach them simple business. Teach them young how to count money, you know, the value of the money, how to use it. You know, like what I did for my children is every summer I would set them up with a little store. I would go spend $200-300, get them everything they need, and they would pretty much make $40 to $80 a day selling things to the neighborhood. But what it did was it kept them business minded and business savvy, you know, kept them on their grind. And that gave them something to do instead of, you know, they could ride their bikes after they were done and they can play, but, you know, they learned something that they can do in the meantime. Number 3. Now, I'm not being biased when I say these things. I'm just shooting from the hip of what I feel, in my opinion, that people can do for their children. Okay, some people may go out and buy their kid a video game, you know, maybe $300-400, maybe a hoverboard, another $300-400, maybe some clothes and shoes, another $300-400. That's about $1,000. I say save the hoverboard, save the video game. All that shit is cliche. People always do the same shit. Go out and buy your child a vending machine, right? And you know, you may not know what to do with the vending machine, but the potential will be there for you to figure out what to do with it. You know, go buy them a vending machine, sit it in the garage, in the yard, wherever you got to sit it until you figure out what to do with it. And if you do your research, what to do with it will come natural. So I say that's important, you know, to give them something to do for passive income, because you want them to learn, you know, how to take care of themselves as well. You don't want them to be really dependents. You know, the IRS wants you to keep them as dependents so you can get that tax break. You know, you want them to really be sufficient at a young age. You got kids in the Congo, 8 years old, going to war out in the jungle with the AK by themselves, surviving, you know. So you want to teach your kid, this is chess. Life is chess. You want to teach them how to make chess moves. So number 3 is to buy them a vending machine and see how that work out. You know, they may start making enough money off of that to do their own thing, and they don't have to take from bill money. They can bring money into the home or build on their own thing. Let me see. Number 4, you can add your child. It depends on the age too. You can add them to your credit as an authorized user. Now, what that does is if they're not old enough to establish credit, it'll, give me 1 second. I'm gonna take this call. Peace. Yeah, no, I'm on live right now doing the little video. All right, peace. So anyway, add them to your credit as an authorized user. And what that does, it builds up their credit. Now, I had someone that did that. By the time their child was 17, they had a 700 credit score, which when they turn 18, you know, they can come in with good credit. They can know the credit game. That's basically what it boils down to nowadays. And I'm the type of knucklehead. I grew up like, I don't want nothing in credit. I'm not fucking with credit. I'm paying everything straight out. But when I learned the credit game, it started to advance me, you know, like it just brought things about quicker, you know, and then it's a, you know, I got things that show you how to play the credit game. But for now, just try to learn how to put your child as an authorized user to your credit so that you can build up their credit on the side as well without them having to establish their own credit. And then once they establish their own credit, they'll have a high credit score from the beginning. All right, what number I'm on? Number 5. Teach your children how to cook. You can do that at any age. You know, you may cook all the time and just only thing your child knows, they waiting for the plate. They waiting for the plate to hit the table. You know, get them in the kitchen with you, get their hands dirty, show them how you mix your seasonings and your spices and how you mix the water with the sauce and how to turn the stove on and off. Be careful with that turn the stove on and off, but teach them how to cook, you know, so that they can learn how to cook for themselves. I didn't cook for myself. It took me a long time to cook for myself. I think I learned how to cook. First thing I learned how to cook was an omelet in like school or something. I remember making an omelet in grammar school, in culinary school. But for the most part, I look back on how I used to eat. I used to either order from a restaurant, I wait for my mom or my sister, or if I was in a relationship, I wait for them to cook. You know, I didn't never cook my own meals for years. But right now, I love to cook my own meals. You know, that's the only way I really like to eat is cooking my own meals, mixing it together. I'm a vegetarian, so I cook vegetarian meals. I don't eat meat anymore. So I think it's going on 4 years. You know, I quit drinking. I'm feeling good. You know, I've been drinking for a long time. But cooking is good to learn so that you can learn how to feed, so that your kids can learn how to feed and take care of themselves, your children. Okay, let me see where I'm at. Okay, number 6, help your children develop their talents. When I say that, you know, support them, pay the bill. You could put them in music classes, or if you know how to play an instrument, show them how to play. You can put them in boxing classes, singing, football, basketball, dancing, acting, MMA. You know, you gotta be able to observe other talents that they have and learn how to support their talent. Either you help them personally or send them to a trainer that can bring out the best in them as they develop. And, you know, don't limit them to just one thing. Send them to a lot of stuff until they find something that they really like doing, and then you invest in that the most. You know, if they like boxing, get them some gloves, get them a punching bag, send them to a gym, sign them up with a trainer. If they like singing, send them to a singing coach, you know, put them in the studio, things like that, so that you can develop their talents. And that'll help out in the long run. You know, if they become real talented and they can become real famous and possibly make you and the family and themselves millions of dollars. It's happening all the time. Okay, number 7, set up a trust. Now, it's easy to say set up a trust, but it's a little difficult when trying to set it up if you don't know what you're doing. So do your research and learn how to set up a trust for your child, and then pay that trust every month until they get 18, till they're emancipated, so that they can take that money and have a good start, you know, at life, whether they want to buy a car, whether they want to put a down payment on a house, whether they want to buy some more vending machines, whether they want to pay more into their talents. You know, they'll have that money all saved up in the trust. You know, you're just paying the trust, just like you pay your car insurance and your rent and everything else, paying $50 to $100 a month in the trust. You know, your car insurance, rent, and all that, you don't get that money back anyway. So invest in your child by doing something like that. Let me see where I'm at. Number 8. Number 8 is a touchy one, but it's real important that you teach your children about sexual predators. That's real important because, sexual predators, they can come in many forms. It can be family members. It can be other kids, their friends, any age, anybody. You got to be real careful. It can be teachers, preachers. You got to teach them to be mindful, to be aware, to run scenarios. If this happened, this is how you do. At your own discretion, you can start teaching them at any age, but I say as young as possible. You want to teach them, the do's and don'ts around family members and things like that. Okay, let me see where I'm at. And also on the computer, teach them how to work the computer where they're not falling for a picture. It could be a sexual predator putting up a picture of little kids acting like they're little kids and trying to lead them somewhere or get them out the house or get some information, some bullshit. Teach them about all of that and don't hold back. Let them know what it is. Don't don't make it a taboo. Tell them about that shit so that they can be safe. Because this is a fucking jungle out here and you got to be ready. Okay, let me see. Number 9, get them a life insurance policy. You really want to get a family plan for like the whole house. If you can afford it. If you can't, then get it for, maybe the main person. If something happened to them, if they become incapacitated or they die, the money can go to the family. But get everybody that you can on a life insurance policy. So if anybody die in the family, you can accumulate wealth and you're not stuck with a bill, funeral expenses and things like that. Unfortunately, things do happen, but we don't want things to happen. But if they do, you can advance in life. Okay, and number 10, help them get a driver's permit and a driver's license when they get 16. Put them in a driver's school. Just teach them all of that. Help them do all that. Get all that out the way early. Don't wait on it. As soon as they get 16, when they're of legal age, depending on the state, to get a permit, go get them a permit. Put them in driver's school, and then when they're legal age to get a license, get them a license. Let them drive with you on their permit, so that they can learn firsthand knowledge. But anyway, that's just 10 things that I think that you should teach your kids, or 10 things that you can do for your kids. And I believe that will help them in their development, make them a little sharper out here in this cold world, in this jungle, and it'll keep them in tune with reality. Like most parents, I'm not judging anybody, I'm not, but a few parents, they want to teach them about Christmas and Easter and all this fucking bullshit that confuses them. And, they grow up in la la land. You got to teach them about the real world. That's just my opinion. And me personally, I'm already doing these things, most of these things on this list with my children, teaching them about the real world, keeping them sharp, and ready for combat, ready for anything. I run them through scenarios. If this happened, this is how you do it. And things have happened and they know how to act. They know what to do. And that's, I believe, based on the training that I gave them, that they're sufficient in, holding it down in those situations when I'm not around or somebody's not around. Anyway, before I leave, check out my websites, corporatefreedomgroup.com, visionmastersmedia.com, headachewordpuzzle.com. Follow me subscribe to my YouTube channel on Uno Self. Uno Self is my YouTube. Follow me on Instagram at Uno Self. Everything is Uno Self, except for my Facebook, The White Bet. And feel free to share this video, comment on the video, like the video. But I wanted to address some things that you can do to interact with your child or to help them develop. And that's it. It's your boy Uno Self, aka The White Bay, and I'm gone. I'm gonna take you out with the song again. Every time I play these songs, they always try to hit me with that copyright infringement shit. when I play this song, I'm basically saying fuck your copyright. No disrespect. Worst thing they could do is take the video down, and I take the song out and put it up again, because you're going to get this lesson. Pretty much number 3, promote business concept of passive income. I keep forgetting about the comments. Why do I do that?
I'm old enough to know better, young enough to not give a fuck. Rather hold my head high and
certain things age appropriate.
I gotta set it off.
Peace to the gods. Derek Fenton. Preparing meals is a great skill. Everyone needs to eat. Mike John. Kids need to be kept busy and explore all their abilities. Of course. Kingdom Crump. Peace.
Don't mess with his man. Word to Nivea. We go back to when we got that wife from Olivia. We was candy shopping before
50 in Olivia.
That's when you would go uptown. You had to read it. Everybody broke back then. You had to repair. Drug dealing was cool back then. You had to beware. That was the 90s. Y'all wouldn't get it. You had to be there. That's why I'm glad to be here. Some of us never made it. It's hard to get off the ground. Y'all